Hey there, lovely people. Welcome to Be Your Best You with Tash and Becky, your go-to hangout for all things spiritual, subconscious, and downright magical. We're here to sprinkle a little mystical wisdom into your everyday life and help you level up your reality.
Picture this as your cosmic coffee date, where we chat about the unseen world, blend in some psychology vibes and stir up the subconscious magic. Get ready to be the queen of your own reality, live a life that lights you up and have a blast doing it.
So grab your latte or your tea and let's dive into another episode of Be Your Best You, where the mystical meets the mundane and your best life awaits.
Cheers to creating magic together.
Let's do this.
Hi, welcome back to another episode of Be Your Best You with Tash
And Becky, the Bash edition.
And today we are talking about what is energy work and how do you know if it's working?
Oh, yeah.
This was a episode
yeah.
because you know us, we're not here to teach you this is how energy works, this is what happens. No, we're here to expand your mind, expand your consciousness, and this one takes you into the realms of the unseen world through my personal experience I've just had with an energy healer, and hopefully opens up your eyes to what is actually going on all around us and all around your energy field that you don't have any idea about, but it is absolutely in your interest to know about because there is an energetic war going on and you need to get on it right now.
I feel Joan of Arc's here.
That's all I have to say, Bex. Anything else you want to say?
Oh, just that I think this was a really magical one. I think you all love the magical ones, don't you? And Tash's explanation, just even to me, who I've heard it 1,000 times, just made it feel really tangible again and really understand what's going on in this like unseen world. Awesome. Do what she says.
Make sure you stay to the end because something came through about like the manifestation in the energetic form that was like it really hit, didn't it?
I loved that.
So stay to the end for that one. And also, can we please ask, if you haven't done so already, please make sure to subscribe, follow, rate and review the podcast. Particularly a written review would be awesome. We are on an absolute mission right now to get out to as many people as possible, and we have got so many amazing audience members out there who are sharing us around, and we so appreciate it. But if we could just ask if you could do a review, then you can help us on the algorithm side of things as well. The algorithm likes reviews, and so just
you've got to do it for us, guys.
please, thank you so much. Okay, so if you're the kind of woman who's doing all the healing work, all the mindset work, all the manifesting, but you still feel stuck, it's not because you're broken. It's because your nervous system and your subconscious doesn't feel safe to slow down. So we made you a free 12-minute audio experience called Return to Self, the Subconscious Reset, to turn down the noise and bring you back to your center. Grab it free in the show notes. And today we are talking about energy work and how do you know if it's working? This was an episode inspired by one of our lovely listeners, and we feel like we're gonna talk about this, answer this question, but we're gonna come at it from the Bash perspective.
Yes,
like we always do. We're not gonna just answer it simply and factually and like this is what it is. We're gonna explore. So we don't really know where we're going with this. We've just said like let it come through. We'll see what comes through.
Yeah.
We don't know. So we might learn something new ourselves today.
Hopefully.
But this was kind of inspired by a recent energy healing session that I had. Was it last week?
Yeah.
Yeah, last week, which was so awesome. And I've been like intuitively led to this person for so long. Like she'd been on my radar. She kept popping up. My intuition kept going, you need to go see her. You need to go see her. And then I trust it. And so I know it was there, but I also get with my intuition, not yet.
Right.
And then I'm like, go.
does.
So after a number of things where I was like, it gave me the signal to go. I booked in, I had the session, and I'm so glad I did. And there's so many reasons, isn't there, why I was so glad I had this session? Because one, it validated so many things that I personally felt like intuitively for myself. So many things that Becky and I have come up with in where we do our joint energy healing sessions, which we've kind of just made up ourselves, but they've become really powerful. And we're going to talk about them on another episode, aren't we?
Yeah,
Stay tuned, because there's more coming around that. But we've been building behind the scenes for a while with that. But it validated so much of what we both picked up on in those sessions. And 3, it's really given me, as with all, whenever I work with people, no matter what it's for, it gives me like that forward focus. It gives me a forward intention, something that I can get my teeth into, which I really like, and push me forward.
Yeah.
There's so many things that I got from it. And so that's kind of sparked our conversation today about what is energy healing. How do you know if it's working? How can you trust that it's working? And I think my intention for this episode is to, as I always like to do, bring it out to a wider perspective and understanding of the unseen world, and of the world that we just don't really understand what's going on. So I feel like everybody, if you kind of get the standard explanation of what energy healing is, it's important to say Becky and I are both attuned to Rahani energy healing. So we have gone through kind of the process of what you call it, attuned. We've been attuned to this energy healing. So we've done the kind of the methodology. We've learnt about it from that perspective and what we're doing and what we're tuning into and how it supposedly works, etc. And which is awesome. And we needed to, that again was another thing that we were like pushed to do, weren't we? Intuitively pushed towards to do. And I particularly felt like I needed to do it because I needed to get her to do it. Really, it was for her. And it's hasn't it led on to it's been so powerful for you, hasn't it?
That was the beginning, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But in the beginning, it can be hard to get your head around, can't it? Because, obviously it's not tangible. You can't see it.
Yes.
Some people can see energy,
which is cool.
The dream.
And who knows? This is the thing. Never say never. Like, just because you can't now,
exactly,
it doesn't mean that you won't.
No.
But at the same time, also don't try and look for or expect things to happen the way you want it to, i.e. being seen energy. You have to go with what you're actually getting with naturally. Like, build up your natural abilities first, hone in on them, and then more than likely that will open you up to other ones. Like, that's something that we've definitely had to learn along the way, isn't it?
Definitely. And like you say, I guess you're going to explain, aren't you, like what the book standard explanation of energy is. But it's you can give them the bog standard explanation, but it's a very individual sort of thing, isn't it? When you actually start working with it, it's going to be individual to you.
Yes. And that's a really important point, and that's where we'll kind of leapfrog off of.
Yeah.
Because this is what, like we always say, we always talk about, don't we? There is, in my opinion, there is no one hard and fast rule in any of these areas of learning. It was what I kind of taught my hypnotherapist when I was like mentoring hypnotherapists. It's what I was saying about energy healing. It's what I said to you with the energy healing. It's like in any area, like social media strategy, whatever, you can put it in any area. I think we always think that there has to be one thing that works, or one way to do it, one way that's right, one way that's wrong, and that's absolutely not the case. If you're doing that, you are not going to be bringing in your own like incredible gifts and abilities. So be aware that this is how some people do it, and that something might work for you. Maybe take what resonates with you, but don't use it as a hard and fast rule. Because otherwise, you've seen that restricts you, doesn't it? It doesn't allow you to get the best out of it, because you found, didn't you? Like, as soon as I gave you permission.
I was going to say, that's why I needed to do it with you as well. Yeah. Because, when we were learning Rahani and getting attuned, I would be like, oh, Tash, but, I've got to do this, and then you were like, no, you don't. You don't have to do it like that. You do it how you want to do it. And I was like, oh, but, they said, it says on the piece of paper, that we've got to do this. And she was like, no, you don't. You do it how you want to do it. Or if you want to see it a different way. And I was like, oh, like she opened me up to this. Tash opened me up to this whole new world of like lawlessness.
Oh,
So rebel. She's like, no, you have to do that, which was so funny as well, because that was back in the day, wasn't it, where we thought you were the one that didn't want to break the rules, and then we started realizing you're a total rebel.
Yeah.
Like you've always done your own thing, actually. And I'm the one. I mean, I knew that anyway, but I'm the one that I've got to do it exactly how they tell me to do it.
Yeah.
But that's where your intuition has always been so strong.
Yeah, but it's important to say that in some areas, because this is what we always say as well, isn't it? You can have some areas really figured out and then other areas not.
True.
Like in some areas where I was almost, I suppose you could say, channeling things through, because that's what it was. If I was doing stuff that I felt like a skill, or I felt like I was cool to do, a way of learning, a way of expressing myself in that way, in that respect, I was a rule breaker, but in every other sense of the word. And my identity that I had created for myself was absolutely, I follow the rules.
Right.
I would never break a rule. You know, I would follow rules to a T.
Yeah.
I was so rigid with it. And that's why for so long I felt out of alignment, because my soul is a rule breaker. I realize now, and it was a mental realization, wasn't it? When I was like, oh my God, I am a rebel, like I'm a rule breaker. What the hell? Because I've been living my whole life the complete opposite of that. Like if anybody in authority told me to do something, I was going to do it. I was going to follow the rules, would never question. It doesn't matter what kind of authority that was.
No.
You know, like any
an adult.
just an adult, or anyone who I deemed as above me, which back in the day, most people I deemed above me. So we've gone off on a tangent, but actually when we're talking about energy work, I personally think it's really important. Energy work, and we say energy work, and I think people go straight to thinking about Reiki or, you know, that, but everything, like what I do is energy work. Everything is energy, right? So everything's energy work. If anything that you're doing where you're working in these kind of like untangible realms, and especially it's energy work. So don't just think, oh, people putting their hands on you, or, you know, it's all of it. So this is very relevant when you're doing energy work, I think, that you know this conversation that we've just had, you're aware of this, because people have to teach you.
Yeah.
Right? Like even I know that when I was teaching my hypnotherapist, I was like, I need to teach you something, because otherwise why are you here?
Yeah.
But please know, this is the way I do things. This is why I do it.
Yeah.
Now you go ahead and do your own thing. You can use my framework if you like, and then change it. Please change it. Please don't like just do what I do. But if it resonates with you and you feel the same as me, then go ahead. But please know that I am just teaching you this, so we've got something to like work on, and then go and make it your own.
Right.
And that is so important. You know, even if you're doing like stuff like hypnotherapy, subconscious work, coaching, don't stick to your frameworks.
No,
I cannot tell you enough.
Yeah.
And it's funny because, again, like just a little example, when I was learning hypnotherapy, our hypnotherapy trainer like would literally say over and over again, follow the formula. Like you'd ask something, but what if this happens, or what if this? And she'd just go, follow the formula. And it was just like, something in me was like, but no, because you can't always do that. People are people, and I'm like not you, and your formula went great for you, and don't get me wrong, her formula was good, and I wouldn't be where I am without her formula. Right. But this is what I'm saying, frameworks are healthy because you need to be taught, but then what I did differently, which a lot of people didn't do on my course and subsequently, was they didn't feel like they had permission to go and change it. They felt confined to this prison of like, well, I have to follow the formula, I have to follow this framework, and they weren't letting their intuition come in. And that's where your gifts and abilities are. So I know we're stressing this point a lot, but I know that there's a lot of people watching this podcast, like where a lot of you are at the moment, you are considering moving careers, moving out of what you're doing now to a more soul-led career, which a lot of people are being drawn to some kind of energetic work, whatever that looks like. So I want to make sure you all go in with that understanding that you don't have to follow the rules.
Yeah.
I give you permission now. Not that you need my permission, but sometimes
A reminder.
we all just need permission.
Yeah.
Like I've had so many times I've listened along the way. I've listened to somebody on a podcast or somebody said something on an Instagram reel or something where I felt like, oh, they've just given me permission.
Definitely.
Now, I don't need that. You know, we talk about empowerment all the time. You don't need anyone's permission to do anything, but sometimes it
gives you that little push,
yes,
doesn't it,
it does.
to do it.
And I'm glad I've had that. I'm glad I've had listened to things where people I felt like they've given me permission.
Definitely.
It's been a game changer for me. It's almost like opened up a huge door and I've just been able to run through it. So take this as your permission. Now I'm going to talk about energy work.
Yeah.
Okay. So typically, and I think that if you went to learn, you know, again, I don't know, I train in Reiki, but if you go and work in energy healing, and from our experience, you know, they're basically saying that you get attuned, which connects you to this certain type of energy. And then with what you say, your intentions, etc., this energy then comes through you as a channel through your body, and then you deliver it out of your hands or whatever. Like, and that's effectively what it is. You're bringing energy through from a certain source. And you're becoming a channel for this energy. Yeah. And I think Reiki uses symbols, doesn't it? I know with Rohani, we were taught that you used colours.
Yeah, and the angels.
And certain angels and certain ascended masters that you bring in, Mother Mary, Kuan Yin, Lord Michael's there. And so you connect with these beings, and then you bring the energy through. And there was certain structure or like routine that you had to kind of do. And I'm guessing, like with a lot of energy healing, that's how you're taught. That's not wrong. Nothing that I'm saying here is to knock how energy workers teach or the frameworks. It's not ever about that, because as I've just demonstrated with my hypnotherapy, we have to have frameworks. We all like frameworks. But what I'm saying is this episode, I want it to be bigger than how does energy work. I want us to expand our minds to the unseen realm, to see to understand what's going on as a bigger picture, so that you can do your energy work to the best of your ability, using your own intuition and your intuitive gifts that can only be found when outside a framework.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, so none of this is to knock how energy work is taught. I'm not an energy healer teacher.
Right. No, it's just a process, isn't it? And they are the spark. They spark you, and then you run with. It's a very individual thing. It's like mediums, isn't it? You know, they all work very differently. They have different signs, different symbols. They can't really go and get taught one way. They have to find things that are personal to them. You know, like spirit gives them, you know, clips of a film that they know, or a song that they resonate with in a certain way, don't they? So it's a very personalised thing to the healer.
I think that's such a good example, because I do believe spirit or the universe, whatever like terminology you want to use, they work through us, obviously, and they work through our lenses. So yes, exactly that. Like someone else could try and teach you like, oh, I see it like this and I see it like that. But that's because it's coming through their lived experiences. We have to see things through our lens, because it has to make sense. Because like you said, like I remember when I was doing, you know, when I was like right in the early days and I was trying to practice my mediumship skills, and I connected in with your grandma.
Yeah. That's so weird. I was just thinking about that yesterday.
Oh, how funny.
That's weird.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, so I when I first started, you know, doing all of this, you're like, well,
It's weird.
I know. Well, let's see where this goes then. Well, you can say what you were thinking about, because maybe it will tie in. But when I was practicing trying to like do my mediumship stuff, I don't know why, but I had a connection with Becky's grandma, and so I tuned in, and I was immediately shown a memory of when I was skiing. So it was a very, very clear. I was sat at the bottom of. Was I doing it for you? Yeah, it was for you. Yes, this was about you. So I was connecting in with your grandma to get stuff about you. And so yes, it showed me a memory of I was sat at the bottom of the piece, basically. It was early. We put the kids into ski school. Just FYI, everybody, like, I hate skiing. I hate skiing. It's not for me. I don't like it. I have plenty of lessons from skiing. There's another one. There's another lesson I learned from skiing, but this one, so I was sat, we were having coffee. Chris had got us a coffee, and we were just about to go up to the top of the slope to ski down, and I really didn't want to. And I kept thinking, like, my energy was very much of the, oh, get us another coffee. Let's just stay here for a little bit longer, because I didn't want to go up and face my fear on the slope. They showed me that particular clip of that time, of that period in my life. And what that meant to me immediately was, you had the energy of, like, there's something you need to do. There's something that you have to do, but you're scared and you're procrastinating on it. Now, that's how they got to me. They can't show anybody else that.
No.
Because they have to use our lived experiences. This is how they do it. So when you think, like, oh, that's weird, that's a memory that's popped in, or why they show me that, you have to start paying attention to what the feeling is behind it. And it's so powerful. And again, if people are teaching you a framework that's saying, well, to do this, you just have to see this color, or you have to send this color down, or you have to put this symbol or this pattern in, you're completely ignoring all the information that could be potentially coming to you in your own way.
That's right.
So yes, that's your traditional kind of like how energy healing works.
Yeah.
Okay. Which, yes, fine, it does. But now let's explore what's really going on behind the scenes, based on our own learnings from, like we said, we were attuned to Rahani. So we went through the framework, we did the method, and then we did our own, and then we opened up, and then we saw what was possible for us in our own healing sessions now, which have just gone from.
Yeah.
So I don't know, where do we even start? We started off by talking about me going to see this energy healer, Molly Bean, her name is, and she's based in Portsmouth. So, Molly's, I say lucky, but Molly has a gift of being able to see energy. She can see things and in your energy field, and that's how she picks up with it. She deals with it. Now, should I start with the entity? Yeah. Okay. So for a fair amount of time, what was it, like the last month and a half or so, I said to Bex, I said, I feel like there's something going on in my energy. I feel like there's something there that is really ramped up, and it's hindering me. It's stopping me from moving forward. It's almost taking over my thoughts, like I could feel, this sounds right, I'm going to put a disclaimer here. It could sound scary, it could potentially scare you, but this is another bigger part of why I wanted to have this conversation, because when it comes to energy work, I think we have to be aware of this. If we're doing it ourselves, if you're actively wanting to go out and train, or if you're going to receive it and you're wondering how it works and you want to use it to help you and move you forward, it could sound scary, but it's not scary. Like, don't be scared by it, because one of the bigger lessons here is that we have to have an awareness and an acknowledgement of this side of reality to get a balance and to have sovereignty. So to have empowerment over our own energy and what occurs. And I think if you don't look at this, you're going to be unbalanced and you're going to leave yourself open to stuff. And it doesn't have to be scary, because I'm just going to tell you how I experienced it. It's not like stuff of nightmares.
No.
But it absolutely does affect you. And we need to not be having this in our energy fields.
Right.
So I felt like something, so like my thoughts, it's not that they weren't my own, but I was having thoughts and feelings that just didn't feel like they were mine. Right. So, I'm used to having like anxiety and anxious thoughts and catastrophizing and all the things. I've lived with that my whole life. Very used to it, but I'm also very used to being able to stop it at a certain point and get it under control, so to speak, and turn it around. But in that last month and a half or so, I felt like that was slipping away from me, and that they were getting more intense, and I was having less and less control over them. And it just felt like I was getting anxious and worried about things that it just wouldn't necessarily worry me. Now, some people could attribute this to, oh wow, when you get into getting close to perimenopause, you get more anxious. You know, like these kind of stuff happens, and you just go past the course. I'm not into that. Again, rule breaker in me. I don't subscribe to these societal beliefs anymore. Not because I'm a conspiracy theorist or because I see everything as like, I don't believe anything anymore and I'm like a pessimist and I'm negative. No, because I have done so much work, because I live in this world of the unseen, of energy, and I am very, very aware that everything that manifests in the physical has a source in the energetic unseen realm. So if I'm noticing differences in the way I'm thinking or the feeling, and again, because I'm so in tune with myself, my intuition, because I listen to, you know, my body and my gut instincts and my feelings and my thoughts, I've got a good awareness of who I am now.
Yeah, you're very in tune with your energy, and also you've become a very clear channel because of all the work you've done. So I think you can feel when there is something blocking that, you know, you get it crystal clear, and then something comes in to sort of like claw onto it and stop it, and you can feel that. Not everyone could. Everyone can do that. But
it takes work.
Right.
I've spent the last 7 years building up my intuition, practicing, getting into my body, learning who I actually am inside, feeling it, and having this awareness of the unseen realm, having an awareness that reality is not what we have been told. It is not what we've been taught. And truly, I also know the more I know, the more I don't know. There's so much that I'm not aware of, but in so doing this and acknowledging that there are more negative, lower vibrational energies going on, as well as the high vibrational energies, which we all like to lean into with spirit when we get into this awakening spiritual world. I was able to see this isn't anxiety. There's something going on here. And that is the case. That's not just the case for me. Like, with all of us, we're all energetic beings. It depends on whether you're living in the 3D world, the 4D world, the 5D world. We're going to see like things either from a physical perspective. So someone living in the 3D and was feeling like I'm feeling is going to start thinking, oh my God, my anxiety is getting worse. I'm going into perimenopause. Oh, is this how my life's going to be? There's nothing I can do about it. It's my hormones. Like, I've got depression. Am I getting depression now? And it can lead to that. Whereas I'm now stepping out of that way of thinking, this perspective. The whole reason we want to do this episode, want to expand your awareness, expand your consciousness and perspective. I'm thinking, okay, that's what I see on the surface. Anxiety, I'm getting more and more anxious. I'm not sleeping very well. I'm struggling to go to sleep because I've got anxiety. Like, this is different. I don't subscribe to societal conditioning that says it's because of these physical reasons. What's going on in an energetic basis. And so I don't go straight to, oh, I've got something's there, like, you know, doing it. But I'm like, energetically, what's going on? So then I start having a look at what's going on, you know, on an emotional level, on a mental thought form level, all of that stuff I was going through. And I was like, it's not that. And then when I really, really tuned in, I was like, I think there's something's with me.
Like you said, you feel like you're being psychically attacked.
That's what I was saying. That's what I said to you. That's what I said to some of my other friends. I was like, I feel like I'm being psychically attacked right now. So I have very vivid dreams. I'm definitely a dreamer. I get messages and stuff in my dreams. I do a lot of work in my dreams, I think. And around that time as well, there was 2 nights where I was very aware that I was getting attacked in my dreams. Have I shared about what happened with my mum, the dream of my mum?
Don't think so.
Yeah. So, do you think that's okay to share here?
Oh yeah.
So around that time, there was one night where I have vivid dreams about dream visitations, they're called. So there's certain times where my mum, my auntie, my cousin, people who have died, even like my auntie's husband has come to me in my dreams, okay, as well. They come to me and they have a distinct message. It's real. It's like I've seen them. So it's not a dream where like I can dream about my mum. My mum can be in my dreams and my auntie can be in my dreams, but it's a bit like they're faceless. You don't you just know it's them. These dream visitations that I get, they're very, very different. I can see every single wrinkle on their face. I can see their little beauty spots. I can smell them. I can touch them as more real than if I'm touching you right now.
Yeah, you feel it inside, don't you?
I literally feel like I've been with them, and I wake up almost crying because of the love and the beauty of being with them, but then also the intense grief that I've lost them again, you know, kind of thing. And so I have that like every now and then, and I'm very aware. I am a lucid dreamer. We've spoken about this before. When I was a kid, I absolutely was lucid dreaming, but it terrified me because I used to wake up and feel stuck in my dreams. Now as an adult, I'm not quite as in control of them, but I'm definitely aware I'm in a lucid dream. Like I'm aware I'm there, but it takes me a while to realize. Anyway, I had this dream, and it was my mum, and I saw her and I was like, oh yay, you know, like it's my mum. And I could still see it now because they're very real. Like, they don't fade like normal dreams. And she was there, and oh God, I saw her and I ran up to her, and she was laying on the bed watching telly. There was something there. What she was watching was relevant, but I couldn't remember that bit. I lost that bit. I really wish I knew what was on that TV. But anyway, I had the whole feeling of touching her, smelling her, hugging her. It was so real. And then I was cuddling into her, and she said something in the dream, and now I can't remember what she said, but I know it was like off. It wasn't right. And I was like, in the dream, it didn't snap me out, but I was like, that's weird. And then a few sentences later, I'm still cuddling into her, like thinking, it feels funny here. Like, what? Because she was so real. It was so her. And then she said, I can't remember the exact words, but it was something like, well, what if I slit your throat or something? I'm sorry, that's horrible. I probably should have put a trigger warning there, but well, what you get to do. Yeah, it's a dream. Not real, guys. Wow. And then I was like, whoa. It was at that point I was awake in my dream. I had the realization, which I get sometimes, and I was like, that's not my mum.
It's a trick.
What the hell? That's a trick. Yeah. And then everything kind of, it was horrible. Then everything kind of, I don't remember too much about what happened then, but everything dissolved. And I very quickly woke up, because that's what happens when I'm in a dream and I realize I'm getting attacked. There's something. It's almost like it happens. I get away with it. And then something goes, I see you. What are you doing? And I bring myself out of the dream. Yeah. But I was like, it was horrible. Like, that made me feel very funny. I was laying in my bed for probably about an hour and a half talking to my angels and pulling in all of my tricks to clear that memory of that dream. So a little handy tip. Whenever I have get attacked in a dream, or I have a not very nice dream, or there's been something around and I have a memory of the dream, unfortunately, because, you know, it's a good thing and a bad thing when you can remember your dreams and visions and stuff. And if I can't get rid of it, I literally just say, like, I specifically call in my angels for certain stuff. And I'm like, angel, this is a job for the angels. And I just say, angels, please wipe that memory out of my mind now. Remove it, clear it now. I don't want to see it. I don't want to have it. And it's amazing how quickly it just goes, and then I lose it. It's so good, because then that enables me to go back to sleep. But yeah, I was doing it. But so anyway, to like, that was a long story, but it was necessary, because this all plays into it,
to how you were feeling and what you were picking up on. So you were already aware that there was something going on with you, weren't you? Yeah.
And then it kind of, after that dream, that kicked it off, didn't it? Yeah. After that dream, that's when it really started kicking off with the whole, this doesn't feel like me. It doesn't. So I felt like, basically, I said, I feel like I'm being attacked. I think I've got something attached to me, like, definitely. And thank God, I'd already had Molly booked in, probably for a reason. It's why I was being called to her. I was like, it's fine. Like, I'm gonna do whatever protection I can. can on myself and clear it. But at least Molly can give me the once over and just tell me anything. So then I went to see Molly, and the first thing she said to me is, "You've got something really big behind you." And it wasn't a nice big thing. The way she like looked at me and said it, and I'm like, "Yeah." And I was just like,
get rid of it, please.
And it just felt like it was just draining me and sucking me and stopping me. I felt like the way I did it, because you know I'm visual, I just felt like I was clawing my way forward in everything, like in business particularly, because you have to remember, like business, my business is my sole mission, is my sole purpose. That's not always the case, but often, that's a new word, often times it is. So for me it is. So I very much felt this just around my business. Interestingly, right? Didn't feel it in any of my other areas of my life. I just felt like I was clawing my way, and I'm like, I'm not giving up, because I will never give up. I will go to my grave doing this.
Yeah, like why won't they learn that it makes you worse?
Right, exactly, it does. But it is hard work, and it was. And anyway, basically, she could see already, like before even getting me on the bed and doing the energy work, that this was happening. She was like, I can feel you're exhausted, you're tired, like you something's draining your energy. And so anyway, I got on the bed and she started doing her thing, and so now I guess let's talk about the energy work as well. It's all going to come together, but I feel like our energy work blends in with this.
Definitely.
So when you get on the bed, and I know we started off like, what is energy work and how do you know it's working?
Yeah.
Again, this isn't just a lesson, like this is how it works. We spoke about that in the first 5 minutes of the show, right? You connect to energy, you send it through. This is trying to give you the bigger picture of what's going on behind the scenes all the time, right now, that we cannot, we don't have any awareness of. But when you do energy work and you have energy work, there are people in here that are tapped into all these different kind of things in all different ways, and this is how they can help you. This is how you can feel like you're laying on a bed and someone's just like putting their hands over you for a little bit, and you're like, but it felt nice, but I don't know what's going on. You cannot know sometimes like everything that's going on behind the scenes, especially if you haven't really tuned into your intuition yet. So the reason I'm saying this is because of the work that I've done to tune into my intuition, and I'm very like intuitive now, and I'm very aware, and it's getting stronger and stronger. I am now starting to feel, when I used to go in and lay on a bed and have energy healing, and I was just like, it feels nice. I have like maybe like a little awareness sensation in my body, and then that's it. I go, and I just trusted that whatever had just happened was good. And I think that's what a lot of people do, right? They go in and have Reiki or energy healing, and they're like, oh, that was relaxing. That felt nice. I trust that whatever needed to happen. Now I can say from like my experiences of like expanding in that way, oh my God, there's so much going on the surface, and I want you to know this, because I think it solidifies your belief even more in energy work. Because though I believed, well, it's done something. I'm like, oh wow.
Yeah. Now you can see actually, like, so when you are the client, if you like, you can actually be as effective yourself as the healer. We've discovered that in our healing, haven't we? That you don't have to just go and surrender. You can go and you do your inner work whilst all that's going on, and it's like a two-way street. Because I think a lot of us, like you say, like when we're not really in tune with it all, we go and it feels good and it's relaxing, but once you realize that what you're capable of too, use it as a gateway, like we do, into your own visions and thoughts, and don't just give it all away to them, because you're working together, right?
So good point. You can use the energy healing to build up your intuition. But that's what we did, and we'll talk about our energy work that we've done, because that's been a huge part of it, hasn't it? Like the fact that our work that we did, I keep pointing over there because our bed's over there. The work that we did together, as directly, like I could see when I was laying on that bed how much it enhanced my understanding, what I took from it, my belief in the energy work I had from Molly. So when I got on the bed with Molly, straight away, like through the whole session, my lower back on the right side was just twinge it. My muscle was just going like that the whole way through. And it's interesting because that's not typically somewhere that I feel energy in my body when I'm having energy healing. So oftentimes when we're doing ours, I'll feel it around my pelvis, won't I, on the front, and or on the tops of my thighs and my knees, I'll feel it. Often on the front of my body when you're working on me, right?
Yeah.
This time it was on the back.
That's unusual.
And my lower back twinge, and I was like, geez, I can't like get over how much I'm really feeling.
Were you
this.
laying on your back?
I was laying, yeah. So she had me on my back, and then she sat me up, and then she had me on my front.
Right.
But it was when I was laying on my back that I really I really felt it. And I'm telling you this for a reason. After she had, then she sat me up, she sat me up, and she didn't touch me much.
No.
Like she wasn't touching me, but she then did put her hand on the top of my neck and my shoulders. And I was like, that's interesting because I've been having a lot of issues around my neck and shoulders lately, haven't I? It's been getting worse and worse as the whole anxiety thing was getting worse and worse. Anyway, there was obviously a lot that happened within that session, but after we had the healing, she then tells you what she's picked up. And the first thing she obviously spoke about was, she was like, you have an entity attached to you, but she said it's like a very evolved entity and it's been with you your whole life. She said, I see this with star seeds who have come on a mission. It's here to stop you from doing it. And I just knew it. Like I knew it, I could feel it. And just her saying that, the fact that she could see it and experience it, like I was just like, I know, I know I know it. And she said, and it was funny because she said it was attached to your lower back, on the back. It was just on the back. And I was like, oh,
that's it.
Because I obviously hadn't told her that my back was twinging. She said, but it's sneaky because it was evading me. It was evading me, and all I could see was it was attached to your back, but I knew it wasn't going. I couldn't clear it, so she said I called in my guys, and she said then I found out it's like a secret attachment also to the top of your neck and your shoulders.
Wow.
She's like, have you been getting pain there recently? I'm like, yes, I have. And again, going back to how I was saying about my anxiety, how I don't see it as perimenopause, I'm looking at an energetic perspective. At the same time, with my neck and shoulders, I know I'm never thinking, oh, it's because I've slept funny, or I know energetically there's something going on there. But I couldn't figure out what it was, and it didn't occur to me that could have been where it was attached to. But I was very aware that it was getting worse as this feeling of something's ramping up to stop me was happening. So and she said, she described what it looked like. She was like, it was just this effectively a massive mouth with really, really sharp teeth and hooded. And then it had all around its bottom loads of little mouths with teeth, and it was just literally draining, sucking my energy constantly, holding me back from doing what. And she's like, you're strong and you're not going to give up, but that's why everything feels like such a struggle for you.
Before we get on with the show, if you've been stuck in that loop of overthinking, procrastinating, beating yourself up, and then feeling frozen, you're not lazy. Your nervous system is overwhelmed. We made you a free 12-minute guided reset to help you soften, breathe, and come back into safety. It's in the show notes.
And and so in that moment she cleared it. I was like, are you sure you've cleared it? Do I need to come back? She's like, no, it's cleared. She said you'll probably feel like it's been with you for so long, you probably feel a bit weird afterwards. You feel like you're missing an arm or something because you're just so used to having it. Now I want to stop there because I want to say that we can so easily, first of all, I wonder who's feeling a little bit nervous.
Because that sounds really scary, doesn't it? And we were saying earlier, weren't we? I remember the first time we heard someone say that, oh yeah, you've got some little entities attached to you. I was terrified. But then once you've experienced it, and that sounds terrifying, doesn't it? The big teeth and the mouth and the hoods and all the little, it sounds awful. But when you're living it, it's uncomfortable, but it's not scary, is it?
No.
It wasn't scaring you.
No.
It was uncomfortable.
It wasn't scaring me. It was affecting me in ways that we're all used to being affected, which is stuff like, I have no energy. I feel unmotivated. Why does everything have to feel so hard?
And then you got a reason, didn't you? And really useful, how amazing to be able to see or get a picture of what these things look like. That's really useful too,
Yeah.
isn't it? Like for you to visualize that makes sense. That's
Mhm.
exactly like, probably if you could have drawn your feeling, that's exactly what you probably would
Yeah,
have drawn.
yeah, probably.
Like, it's-
And now this like leads me on to something else that I wanted to say. So you've led on quite nicely.
yeah.
So again, I always want to keep anchoring it back to why we're talking about
Mm.
this. Energy work
Mm.
and why it works and how you can use it. This isn't about giving your power away.
Mm.
So I'm not like, oh yeah, everything's hard just because I had an entity attached to me.
Right.
Oh, I can't do this because I've got an entity. Or like, oh,
Mm.
what if I've got an entity and it's
Yeah.
not about that.
No.
It's just about having a bigger awareness and understanding of this unseen energetic world around us that we do not understand.
Mm.
We have not been taught about. We're scared of, so we don't look at it.
Mhm.
People say you're crazy if you start talking about energetic attachments like
Yeah.
stuck to you. But for me now, I'm just like, yeah, of course.
Yeah. And also, it didn't stop you.
No.
It didn't stop you doing your soul purpose, did it? It couldn't.
No.
So it couldn't even when it was attached to you and probably growing extra heads because it still couldn't keep you down.
No.
It made it harder.
Yeah.
But you are sovereign.
Yeah.
Your light will still outshine this huge entity on your back.
Yes. But I also want to say, like, this is why I want to bring awareness to the energetic and unseen world, because it wasn't able to steal my light. And I did keep going because I wasn't succumbing to the fact that I'm in perimenopause and I'm
Yeah.
getting anxiety or I'm depressed or things are just too hard for me.
Right.
I'm not cut out for this. I can't do this work. I'm not meant for it. I didn't succumb to that.
Mm.
If I had, because I was aware of that there was energetic stuff at play.
Yeah.
If I wasn't aware of that, I would subscribe
would
to that,
spiral,
and I would lean into it more, and I would allow it to potentially to get me down,
True.
and then maybe yes, it would have.
Yeah. And you would have done something different. Oh, this is
Or I'd have just given
working.
up. I would have just given
Yeah.
up and never fulfilled my potential and not done my
Sure.
sole purpose and not
Yeah.
helped the people that I'm here
That's
to
true.
help.
Yeah.
So this is why I'm having this conversation, because people listening, you guys listening to this, whether you know it or not, you are here for a purpose.
Yeah.
You are here for a mission. You are here to be a change maker. You're here to bring through your gifts.
Mm.
And there is an energetic war at play.
Mm.
You may have heard this before. It's an energetic war. This is an example of an energetic war. It's
Yeah.
not about nasty things coming and getting you in the middle of the night and when you have your feet out of the covers and pulling you out, right? Like what we used to think,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's not about that.
No.
It is about they get into your energy field and they mess with your energy and they mess with your thoughts and they mess with your emotions, and that has physical consequences and manifestations in your real life that feel very normal and very human and very physical to you. And if you subscribe to just that 3D view,
Mhm.
they will stop you in your soul purpose.
Yeah.
The reason I'm doing this and part of my mission and part of the thing where I go, fuck you entity, you're not stopping me, I'm going to do this
Yeah.
podcast anyway, is because I'm telling you all, you need to be aware of this as well. You need to have the awareness that there are energetic things and in the unseen world that are in your energy field, that are around, that are affecting us, but not in a way that you think, and not to be scared of them, but also to not acknowledge them.
Right.
So this is what I wanted to say, right? If you go back to the beginning of our podcasts, like, I don't know, maybe around episode 10, 11, somewhere around that, we shared our experiences of the unseen world with you from our childhood, the things that scared us, and basically our journey from like being terrified of it and just going, no, it doesn't exist, because we were so scared, because actually we really knew that it did exist. But if we said it didn't exist, it wasn't real and we couldn't be scared by it, right? And then we understood, oh, it does exist.
Mhm.
But we are sovereign and they can't touch us. And so we don't have to be scared. And that was a huge, huge part of our journey. We had to get there to that point. But again, as you see with us all the time, the more of our recent content now is us evolving, is us like getting to our next level. And again, here, this is another level. So that was great. And that got us to where we needed to be. But then what happened is yes, we accepted or acknowledged that these darker entities energetic, and it doesn't have to just be, I'm just not talking just about entities here, but these lower vibrational things are also in the universe, in our reality, as well as the angels and the guides and all the lovely stuff we look at when we go into this, when we first come into this world. What we did was like, okay, yes, we know the dark stuff's there, but we don't want to look at that. We're just going to look at the nice, pretty stuff, because that doesn't involve us. Like, we're not here to work with this stuff. Like, that's not for us. We're for the light stuff.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
But what I have been led to through my intuition and through my involvement of my identity and expanding my consciousness is that's actually not enough. It's a stage, but you can't stay there. Because if you don't, it's fine to acknowledge that they're there, but if you turn away and don't really look at them and accept them as part of reality, you're gonna become susceptible to them getting to you and stopping you from your soul purpose. And this is what I'll keep coming back to. You're here to do something, and there is an energetic war, and I am trying to muster the troops, so to speak, and help you. And I do that through my hair is crazy. I do that through my subconscious work and deprogramming and helping people remember who they are so they can step into their soul purpose. That's that side of it. But this side that we're talking about on the podcast is more about the energetic side and acknowledging, having a bigger understanding of what this actual reality is. And so my point here is, because I feel like I'm getting but when I get passionate, like it means something. Like it's important. My point is that you can't, it's not okay to just say, okay, we know that there's darker stuff at play here, but I'm not going to look at it. Just with everything we talk about, because everything is the same, the pattern is the same everywhere, isn't it? It's like when you're doing the mindset work, the subconscious work that we talk about, you have to look at your shadows. You can't shove, we know now, you can't shove your shadowy parts, the darker parts, the entity parts, you can't shove them in the closet, because if you do, they're going to keep running your life and you're never going to move forward. You have to accept them, integrate them as part of you. It's part of your being. Your shadows and your light stuff, it's all one. It's not good and bad. It's not like, I can't look at that one or I have to be scared of that one. It's like, it's all part of me. It's the same thing now that I'm seeing that I hadn't done before in our reality. It's not good enough to just go, I know that they're there, but I'm not going to focus on them. We have to accept that they're there. They have to play a part in our reality. We have to know that there is both, so that we can remain in charge of ourselves and our energy and stay on track with our soul purpose, because this is how the energetic war is won, because so many people are not acknowledging the unseen that's going on, so they can work sneakily in the background doing these things in a way that is comes across as very normal, like you say, like, I'm feeling anxious, I don't have any motivation, I don't have clarity, I don't trust myself, I'm falling into depression, I'm all of the stuff. That's what it comes across as. But actually, what if there is something more energetic at play? And again, I'm not just saying an entity, I'm saying there's stuff in your energy field, in your energy, that is going on that you don't understand. Thought forms, okay? So we create things and they manifest in our energetic aura.
Yeah. And they're just...
That's yours. You did that.
And we're just waiting to maybe pick it up, in our day-to-day lives. It comes in, like these thoughts that are going around us, we're manifesting it into our daily lives.
Yeah, yes. But it's like, so for example, one of my clients had she went to see Molly as well, actually, and she had a thought form. She had created something that looked like the child catcher in her energy field.
Wow.
What turns out, she was terrified of that movie and that particular, the child catcher from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, as a child. And she had created it was so powerful, this thought form of fear, basically, that it had stayed and remained in her energy field and was keeping her. It was hindering her. Now that's not an entity, but it's still something negative. She created that. But this is why I'm saying we have to be aware of our energy field. This is why energy work is important. This is what is happening, whether you know or not, when you're going to see energy workers, and depending on who you see, obviously, like different people have different skills and abilities. But when people are working in your energy, this is what they're tapping into. This is
Right.
this is the access that they have. And again, it's important to understand this for yourself so that you can be aware that just because you can't see it, this is all going on.
Yeah.
This is all in your energy field and it's affecting you. And you need to be aware of it. Like, stop thinking surface level and think more energetic level.
Yeah.
And I want to flip this to a positive story of the same basis. So things that can be in your energy field, you can also have good things in your energy field. So when Becky and I did our last energy session together, we were working through some stuff, weren't we? And it was around my business, yes, but it's never about the business. It's about you, isn't it? So it's about me. And then we put a light. So I'm very, very connected to lion energy. I am a Leo, but it's not just because of that. But I have always been connected to lions. I've always felt intuitively that I've got a lion, like a Lyrian. So this is going into alien, galactic, extraterrestrial, a lion guide, a Lyrian guide with me, that I'm like in a past life or concurrent life, whatever, I'm a big male lion, galactic lion. I've seen it. People, like other people who can see energy, have told me it as well. So it's very much like in my energy field, in my thought forms, and obviously I'm picking it up from somewhere, right?
Yeah.
In that energy session, after what had happened, we cleared some stuff out of my solar plexus, basically, and then we put a lion into my energy field. Plus, I feel like I have a guide anyway. We put it in there, and we said, let's see if Molly can see the lion. And afterwards, when she did my energy field, she went, oh, you have a huge lion in your energy field. And I started laughing, and she was like, do you know? I was like, yeah, I know.
So brilliant.
So it's just
so brilliant.
Awesome. It's so cool.
And so great for us, because unlike Molly, we can't actually see it. You know, we're not, I mean, like you said, never say never. How is she seeing it? Is she seeing it like we saw it when we put it in?
She sees it in her mind's eye, right? It's the same as we are. Like the same as we see the stuff that we see in our energy healing in our mind's eye.
Yeah.
But you just so easily like gaslight yourself into thinking, oh, it's just my imagination, or I'm just doing it because, you know, it's nice. I can imagine that I've got one there. But you are energetically placing it into the field. Again, I feel like we're repeating.
That's really necessary though, because I struggled with that. You know, like when someone would say in the beginning, like, oh, I've put this symbol in your energy field. And I'd just be like, well, that's
thanks.
Like, what's that going to do?
Yeah.
Like, great, thanks. I mean, I'll take anything. Great. I'm not ungrateful.
Yeah.
No, I just didn't get it.
Yeah.
Like, but now, like even you speaking it out now, it's like, yes, people need to hear that.
Yeah.
It's like making more sense, instead of just you go and see an energy healer and then as you leave they say, oh, I've placed this symbol in your energy field. And it's like, you don't really know what to do with that, do you? So that was like really cool. Yeah, it just really makes sense, and you can do it yourself. And anyone can do it.
Exactly. That's what I was just about to say.
Yeah.
Listen, energy work. You can go and see an energy healer who is attuned to whatever energy that they're attuned to. But we are all energy workers. Right. We are all energy. Everything is energy. And you are putting things in your energy field, good and bad, whether you know it or not.
Like, how connected are we? Like, we both have, because we're so closely linked, we're both picking up on each other's thought forms, energy fields. You know, when we see visions, we have the same visions, don't we? Of like, you know, we like to dress people up, including each other. And I'm like, yeah, I saw you like this. She's like, oh my God, yes, and the thing. And I'm like, yeah, and that belt with the gold and the you know, because we're just like, we're so like connected in that way, aren't we? And we can do that for everyone, can't we? It's just, that's us practicing and realize it becomes tangible then, doesn't it? Because we tell each other what we're seeing, you know, what outfit someone might have on, and we're seeing the same things. So there's your evidence there. You know, because unfortunately, like, our brains do like to have, when we're starting out, we like to have the evidence, don't we? And that's where Molly's great as well, because she can give you the visuals so you don't have to come up with them yourself, but
Yeah.
you will get to a point where you're having your own visions. Bless you, my
Thank
love.
you.
Look,
Oh,
she's
dear.
so dainty. So dainty. Unlike me when I sneeze.
Oh dear.
But yeah, it's like, it's really amazing once you can understand, sort of, like, I still don't necessarily, that was like, we're always learning new things, aren't we? But once you can really feel this energy all around you, you know, you can really start to understand how your thoughts create your day to day, you know, whatever you're doing, in a good way or a bad way. Like, I was just thinking of, like, Harry, my son, as well, like all the, where he struggles with his, like, anxieties and things, and his negative mind, how that then creates his day.
Yeah.
And then he feels like he's been cursed by something.
Yeah.
And all it takes, I know it's like, I'm making it sound like it's easy, I know it's not easy, but it just takes a flick of a switch
Mhm.
to start changing your energy field around you.
Yeah.
Just see, I know everyone listening to this probably is going to be very, like, positive thinking, but even we do it, don't we? I catch myself, like, talking negatively to myself now,
Yeah, we all do it.
and we can stop it now. And just, you don't want that in your energy, and you become very protective of your energy, don't you? I get that now. Like, I never
Yeah.
got that before. Like, when people say, "Oh, well, I'm very protective of my energy,"
Yeah.
it's like, "Oh God, crikey, what's that all about?"
Mm.
But now, yes, I get it. You've got to be careful with your thoughts, careful who you hang around, careful what you listen to, what you watch.
Mhm. It's all going. It's all.
Protection.
Protection is really
Yeah.
important. And again, Molly said to me, like, you are very well. I can see you do protection. You're very well protected. You're very well grounded, even though you're
Brilliant.
very up here.
Yeah.
Which I always have been.
Yeah.
She said you're whatever you're doing to ground yourself and protect yourself is very good. This has just been with you
Yeah.
forever,
Mm.
and somehow your back's, like, she said she could see codes all over the front of me, but
Wow.
like there was no codes over the back.
Right.
So just again, because we're talking about energy work, and we can all do energy work, and this is how it works. Like, hopefully we're making energy work a bit more tangible. But for an example, so yes, I had codes, like gold codes, all over the front of my body with some red in it, nothing in the back, probably because that bloody thing had been shielding
Yeah.
it. And so and of course it had got in, so I needed to reinforce my protection around my back, which she said, which obviously I didn't need her to say, oh, definitely gonna do it.
Yeah.
And so since I've done that, I have been more like, my intention's been stronger to protect my back. I've asked for reinforcements. I've protected my back as well more. But yesterday I went out and I sat in the sun because it was a bit cooler, and I turned over on my tummy and I laid on my tummy, and I was like, right, I'm putting codes I'm allowing the sun to put codes into my back now. And I imagined all those codes that were at my front coming around and going to my back. Now, this is what I'm saying. This is my point. We say we give our energy away to energy healers and people who can see things or do things because they're attuned, but you can do it as well. And we think that this is our imagination, but it's not. But I know now, because I've had it proved so many times, like the lion, for instance. I put that line in, all it was my imagination putting that line in. It was compounded because Bex was also doing it with me, and there is, with more people doing it, more focus, it does get more powerful. It multiplies, which is amazing, which is why they say the power of group prayer, group meditation. There's been studies to suggest that's true, but you absolutely can do it on your own. That's enough. Now, I know just as I put that line in there, and Molly could see that line in my energy field, I can put those codes into my back. I don't even understand what those codes are. I don't understand how the sun would put them there, but that was what my intuition was telling me. And so I trust it enough now. I don't have to understand, and my mind. I want to understand everything, and I want to pull it apart. But there are some things in this unseen world, in energy work, we cannot understand. And if you try to understand it, you're going to miss the whole point.
Yeah.
You just have to trust. Now, I trust that I've got codes in my back now, and I use the sun to, like, reinforce protection. I saw, like, bit more of a steel. Usually I use a bubble for my protection, but I saw almost like a steel plate in my back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that's what I'm going to use to reinforce it. And I know just like I put that lion in there and that was in my field because someone else saw it, that steel plate of protection is going to be there. And my intention is there is nothing is going to get back in there now. I'm not allowing anything to get back in. But I also trust that if for whatever reason it did, I would be aware of it again and I'll be guided and led to whoever it is I need to go to, or if I do it myself, I always try to do it myself. But sometimes I think we just need a little bit of extra help.
Right.
Also, I think I was supposed to go to Molly because she said some other things that have helped me move forward that I needed to hear. We all need help, right? People come to see me. I can help them. I'm not fixing them. I'm not taking away like their sovereignty. I'm just allowing them to see what they need to see so they can go away and do it for themselves. We all need that. And that's why energy workers are great to go to. And if you feel called to go to one, trust that that is for a reason. Whatever you're being pulled to go and see, whatever type of modality, trust that you're being called for a reason, and maybe they're just there to do something that you can't quite do yourself. But most importantly, I think to round this all off, what is energy work and how does it work? We don't really know. But I think the most important thing to remember is there's so much more than somebody just putting their hands over you and channeling through a certain like energy healing to make you feel better. There is a whole energetic realm going on around us that we cannot see necessarily unless we tune in. We can all see, like we've started to see in our healing sessions, we are starting to see. And it's not see as in how we like to expect to see it right there in front of us in our eyes, but you get your pictures in your imagination, you hear words, you get a certain feeling, you get a concept. Trust that that is right for you. That's your knowing about what's in the field. We're not all going to see it, and that's okay. We're not all supposed to. Maybe we will eventually, but don't look for that straight away. Like trust that whatever intuition is leaning to you, that is, you're picking that up from your energy field. And please know that you don't always need an energy healer to do something. You can do it yourself, like we said. Like you are actually creating the things in your thought forms around. I'll leave you with this one thing, that I heard Darius say this. So we've spoken about Darius J, right? Before, and he's an out-of-body experiencer, and he's come out of his body and seen reality, he says, for what it is. And he said he literally saw someone was talking before he went out of his body. They were talking about or he was, I don't know, it was either him, and he imagined that he had, or his friend had imagined that he had a phone in his palm. There was nothing there, but he imagined the phone being in his palm. When he came out of his body, he saw that phone and energetically in his palm, right?
So cool.
It's really, and it really stayed with me in terms of what goes on in the energy, like in the energy unseen world. I'm like, it was such a good, because I've always said, haven't I, thoughts are things. Right. And I believe that thoughts are energy, and it goes out into the world and it's made manifest. But I think it's more physical than we realize. Even me, like I used to think, thoughts are things and they go out, but they're just like just a wave. There's nothing tangible or real about them. But actually, I think the energetic world is much more tangible than we realize. And when you are thinking these things, they are appearing, but just on an energetic level. And this goes into manifestation, right? The more so imagine then, let's just switch that to something that you want to manifest. Imagine like you're imagining, let's just say, because this is going to speak to more people.
I know what you're going to say.
Money.
What a big wad.
A big wad of cash.
Imagining like a big wad of
exactly,
cash.
Right? So you imagine holding a big wad of cash in your hand, and not only just a big wad of cash, you know that there's 100 grand. I don't know, when you probably need two hands. I'm not sure. I don't know what that looks like, but whatever. Like, let's give it a figure, because specifics in manifestation. Especially when you're creating something in the energetic realm, you can see why you need to be specific. Right. What is how much is a wad of cash? Like, what is that? Let's be specific. So 10 grand I'm imagining 10 grand piled up there in my hand. Now, right now, you do it as well.
Wow.
You've now, you've now got £10,000 manifesting in another realm, in a dimension we just can't see. Same as we can't see the Wi-Fi waves that are around us right now, which we are using right now. in that realm, there is £10,000 worth of cash
Yeah.
in your hand. Okay. So we know it's there. Everything starts off as that thought form. Then in terms of manifestation, the more we focus on that thought form, the more we bring it down into physical reality, into our reality that we can see. But everything starts in the physical realm. Everything you have right now, even the concept of us having this podcast, started with a thought that we put out that went into our energetic unseen realm, and that was very, very truly there. It was in this hit, like our setup was all here, but we couldn't see it, but we kept focusing on it. And at some point we focused on it enough until it got dense enough that there, bam, it's now manifested. It's like, let's think of the energetic realm as the blueprint, the original blueprint for what we see now. So there's loads of stuff in that blueprint that hasn't been built yet. But the more you focus and put your attention on it, the more it's going to occur. Problem is, most of the time, if we want £10,000 worth of cash, we are not picturing it sat in our hand, or we're not picturing it in our bank account. What we're actually picturing is the lack of it. More often than not, we're looking at our hands and going, there's nothing in there.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to... So therefore, we're not creating our thought form of the £10,000.
Right.
And that goes into everything we say about the scarcity mindset and having an abundance mindset, right? That's the higher level that we talk about on that. That's a more physical, dense level. This is why the unseen realm and energy work is so important. Because once you understand, like, we're not even talking, that was manifestation, it was just an example. But we're talking about something more fundamental than that. Like, we're talking about you. We're talking about energy work helps clear everything, all the clutter and all the mess that you've created or allowed in over the years. And that's why it's so important.
Yeah.
And it's why it's so important for you to really feel that and understand. So the next time you go get energy work, you're going to be like, whoa, what is happening here?
Awesome.
And I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Oh, I love that so much.
Hey guys, if you feel like you're running out of time, like you need to hurry your healing, like you have to prove you're worthy of the life you desire, I want you to hear this. You don't need to do more. You need safety. So we made you a free 12-minute guided audio called Return to Self, the Subconscious Reset, to calm your nervous system, quiet the noise, and bring you back to yourself. Grab it free in the show notes and come back to it whenever life feels loud.
And I think if you want to be an energy healer, the best thing you can do is put your focus on becoming as clear a channel as you possibly can. Like, and again, I guess that's we're putting that out there then, aren't we? Like, I always imagine myself as like a crystal clear, like, pillar.
Yeah.
You know, just
love that.
you know, and always trying to clear it. So I guess hopefully that's going out into the field. And that's what I'm going to be, right?
Yeah.
So I'm doing my own energy healing on myself there, just imagining a crystal clear channel. And then that's what's going to help you deliver the purest energy that you can through to, like, your client or your friends or whatever.
Yeah. And I don't think you have to be attuned to any kind of healing energy. I think anybody can do it. It's your intention. We are energetic beings. We are part of the energetic world.
Yeah.
Anyone can do it. You just have to have that understanding and that belief and that trust in the fact that you can, and you have to learn to listen to how your information comes through. And I think it's going to be really handy to talk about our sessions maybe next episode, so that we can say how we got ours to come through and how we learn, because then we can take you through step by step how it happened for us, like what we did. And not that it's going to be that exact same thing for you, but you can see real life tangible examples of how we went from, well, not energy healers, like, I don't know what we're doing. Yeah, we'll just send some pink light to you. To all of a sudden, we're getting information like, I can see you in a past life. I can see that your chakra between your crown, third eye, and throat is blocked between your heart because you're not, you've got too much up here, and your heart and your throat can't keep up with what's up here. That's what Becky told me last energy session. And it opened, like, how did you go from
Who
like,
knew?
I don't know how to send pink light, like, how do do I do that?
Yeah.
Like, to that.
Right, exactly. You start off going, okay, so I've got to do blue light around the throat. You don't really know what you're doing. Again, it's still very necessary. The intention is there. It's all good stuff.
Yeah.
But it's really, it can only be practice, can't it?
Yes.
Really,
You've
at the
got
end
to-
of the day.
You've got to do it.
Yeah,
You've
that's
got
why it's
to.
great. We've got each other. We can practice on and say these things too and not feel
Mhm.
silly or whatever.
Mm.
But I'm sure everyone's got someone they can,
Yeah.
you know.
Even if you practice on your kids,
That's it. Yeah.
it's like anyone, an
Yeah.
animal.
They
when
don't have to
can't
even
speak.
know, right?
No,
I do
no.
it to Ian.
Yeah.
And like,
You just practice what sensations you're picking up
Yeah.
from someone. You can just say, "Can I put my hands on you?"
that's it.
Or you can just tune into people, like ask them, but
Yeah.
but just play around with it, because it is all about you. It's all about
It
just
is.
understanding how you start feeling sense and energy.
Yeah.
Right, I feel like we could go on
Yeah.
this for ages,
Yeah.
couldn't we? But I feel like we need to draw it to a close. But hopefully this has been a bit of a expander, a bit of a mind opener.
Yeah.
Because we started with what is energy work and how do you know if it's working? And I feel like we've got a really good understanding of a basic understanding of what is going on. There's
Yeah.
so much more going on. And also, just to hammer home the point as well, there is good and bad in inverted commas. And the sooner you accept that as just part of our reality and not something that you just don't want to look at, or you shy away from, or you're like, yeah, I know it's there, but I don't want to look at it because that's not for me and I'm love and light.
Yeah.
Like, you have to breathe. It has to be acknowledged, because it's going to help you move forward when things are going to try and stop you.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to ramp up. I think we all need to be aware that this kind of stuff's going to ramp up. And if you're a light worker, a change maker, heart-led person who knows that you're here to do something, you want to do something to help people, to help humanity, you're probably going to be in the firing line. So just be aware. And it's not about being scared. Like, it is not. Don't be scared.
It's not scary.
It's not scary.
No, it sounds scary, but it's not. When you're in it, it's not scary.
Feeling anxiety and
Exactly.
feeling all of that, that's way more scary than what you think
Right.
it is.
Right, exactly. And we deal with that feeling every day. And we
Exactly.
deal with it, don't we? And we get on. And it's like you say, that's worse.
Yeah,
That's worse
it
than the
is.
feeling of something energetically attacking you.
So be aware that everything starts off as energy, and if you've got something going on, go deeper than the surface level stuff that we've been programmed to believe it is in terms of health and all of those things, and then go down to the energetic level and start like feeling into what feels right to you there, and then go and see an energy worker if you feel like drawn to just having a little cleanse, a little wash over, and trust that whatever's happening truly is happening, even though you can't see it. I think we've stressed our point enough. Right, guys, we will see you next week for another Bash episode.
Yeah.
Until then, take care.
Bye.
Bye.